That hurt.
Next.
Let me ask you this. When you watched Reyna play the last two games that he started, have you kind of paused it and then push play and paused it and push play and paused it? Is it me, or is he filling a gap role and the ball's just never where he is somehow? I just don't get it.
Well, I found it interesting that I felt like it's kind of jumping ahead to the James Broad section, but I thought this last game he moved out left at times.
Mm-hmm.
Even try to get included into the play.
He did right the game before. He moved out right wing the game before to get into play.
And I'll say this: I'm watching him play right now. I'm looking at this going, I think he's just biding his time until the end of the season at this point. He's getting his minutes. He's going out there. He's not doing anything really wrong. Anytime he gets the ball, it's perfectly fine. Maybe there's an errant pass, but doubtful for the most part. It's pretty successful in his maintaining possession. And he's doing just the bare minimum, really, just to keep fit and get ready for that summer transfer, I think.
Doesn't seem like he gets a lot of passes.
Yeah.
And
he was the first one to run up the pitch on that. What's the guy who scored that lone goal after the corner kick? It was him versus two defenders. Reyna was the first one up there to celebrate with him. So I mean, there's still life in him.
Yeah, it's not like he's not playing defense, because that he's surely doing. But the role and the space he's supposed to occupy means he just sort of lollygags around the middle for a lot while they go down the wings time after time after time after time. Mm-hmm. And then he's just nowhere to be found. He's just not there. He's not in the play. He's not in the ticky-tock process on the wing.
Again, I keep going back to before his injury when Holland and Jude were there and everything, and Gio played out wide left. And
pinched in.
The difference there was, one, he's not being required to go back on defense, but two, the way that they played, they had they were able to have a workhorse of a midfield trio that did all the busting of butts throughout there. And then, Gio was able to, they were able to do that ticky-tacky type of style of one-touch, two-touch ball to break apart defenses as they're getting into the 18. Now it just seems like Dortmund's playing much more of a direct and faster-paced, get the ball up the pitch type of mentality, get to our striker and let him go at it type thing.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work for Gio, quite frankly. And that's why I'm like, he needs to go, one, for obvious reasons, but two, the style of play just doesn't fit him anymore.
Get Satan. You missed Satan's thing.
I didn't miss it. I didn't see it, though.
Yeah. Did you hear the report that Dortmund's officially done and will sell him in the summer? Yeah, that's from that
Dortmund Ian blog or whatever.
That guy is the worst soccer Satan. He is like worse than satanic. He gets shit wrong constantly. Absolutely constantly. So do not believe him, because he's the one that said this a year ago about Reyna, and we gave you the truth about what they were going to do with Reyna this season. We were absolutely right so far since he's been healthy. He's got starts. He's got multiple starts now. He plays. They were hoping he would do something, so maybe they could boost up his fee, because I do think they plan on selling him this summer. And I mean, I'm sure Reyna's lost patience as well, although getting this many starts, you would think he might want to not lose patience and make the most of those. But again, when I push pause throughout the game, I'm like, well, that's probably where he's supposed to be right now. That's probably where he's supposed to be right now.
Here we have this guy, RO10, ROBBB. He talks about transfer news and all stuff for Dortmund and stuff. And this is something he had mentioned. Here's the Google Translate of it. But Gio was close to moving to Leipzig in the winter. The details of the loan until the end of the season, or details were a loan until the end of the season, had already been clarified. Ultimately, Dortmund backed out because the transfer of Reyna, of Ryan Cherky, whatever, fell through.
Maybe.
So, whether or not this is true is neither here nor there, but it's clear that Gio's interest level at Dortmund is.
Well, look at who he attributes the quote to. BVB News Blog.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So a guy you cannot trust, a guy who's been consistently wrong about Reyna on the regular, like that's the guy you're going to quote and use in sight for your information. Well, good luck to you. That dude's wrong like 10 times a day. All right, I'm exaggerating, but he's wrong a lot.
Yeah. I guess since we're talking about Gio, let's just hammer this one home.
Yeah. Yep. He's okay. Anyone out there that is still defending Gio, God bless. Can't bring myself to it anymore. The talent is there, but it's just nowhere to be seen in Dortmund kit right now. Now watch him still have a phenomenal March. He might. I doubt he'll start, though. He'll make the team. He won't start. I just don't see it in the way. And we'll get to how and why he won't start when we get to Pete's formations and others' formations, which are really kind of driving me nuts at this point.
It's across the board. There's a lot of them out there. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say we're defending Gio in this sense. We're kind of stating an obvious, and we also point out the fact that for me at least, it looks like he has a lack of interest representing Dortmund at this point. And it looks like he's trying to stay healthy. He's trying to do his normal thing as far as just maintaining possession and moving the ball along. But the team's just not playing the same style. Again, this is one main reason why he needs to leave, which he will in the summer. We already knew this.
Yeah.
We already talked about this.
Right. We've talked about it for a while. That's more than likely when he's going to go. And it's not just because Dortmund lost patience with him. Obviously, they haven't lost enough patience because he doesn't need to be starting right now. There are other players they could start besides him at that spot. So I guess they haven't. I guess what they're hoping is that he'll have an amazing few games and they can say, hey, look at what we're selling here. Here's a highlight package. Well, no highlight package really.
His value at this point is shot to shit. So
it's a goner.
Dortmund's gonna be selling low, which might even open up a couple of opportunities that weren't there before.
Right.
So we'll see.
Well, he's not coming back to MLS. That is not to say that someone in MLS won't make a bid.
That hurt.